So many big names, and here comes Ronald Winky Wright, and this could be the defining night in the 15-year hard-fought career of Florida's hugely underrated and underappreciated long-time light middleweight force. He's modest, amiable, a terrific secret. He's been tucked away around the globe, epitomizing the have gloves will travel element. He's proved himself the best 11-stone man on the planet by outboxing Shane Mosley twice to cement his legacy here.
Yeah, definitely. And he is a southpaw who uses the southpaw stance to its full advantage. I mean, he gives people nightmares. Sharp clean in the chin, and when he's caught in the chin, his chin has never let him down, never been stopped. I worried how he was going to cope with the pressure tonight on the occasion, but he looks okay to me.
Looks confident, relaxed. Winky Wright, hug there for Zab Judah. He's a real fighter's champion, a people's man, Winky Wright. He's brought a few families from St. Petersburg. He's heavily outnumbered in terms of support, as you'll hear momentarily when the Puerto Rican cult hero makes his entrance. Listen to this. He loves it. The gem in aisle, larger than life, outgoing, bubbly, precocious Felix Trinidad, who banged his heart to thousands of adoring fans at last night's weigh-in. He promises a devastating display. Not a seat in the house. The comeback continues. Second fight after a 2.5-year retirement for the three-weight world champion. Still desperate for mega fights. Is he staking his reputation here tonight?
That's exactly what he's doing, but he's a genuine superstar. Certainly one of the most exciting fighters we've had in the game in the last 20 years or so. He's been on the floor in 7 of his fights, and 6 of those he's get back up again to turn the fights around and win them. So there's that little vulnerability about him. A cool head, I think, is what's required tonight against Winky Wright, but I don't know that he actually has a cool head. I think he's going to become frustrated tonight if his big bombs aren't landing, and if he loses his composure and becomes frustrated, he's going to make mistakes against one of the best counter punchers I've ever seen.
So many world champions around us, like Roy Jones Jr., former men like Hector Camacho, plenty of heavyweights, Patrick Ewing as well ringside. Look at the fans, they absolutely adore Tito Trinidad. Is this a comeback that will go well, or is he making a mistake? It's a risky assignment, no doubt about that.
Well, most of the people who have tipped Trinidad, they expect them to win by late stoppage. They expect them to be behind in points at the halfway stage and start trimming things back. But Winky Wright's chin has never let him down. He's never been stopped. But this man, if anyone has the power to do that, this man here certainly has.
He's coming off a big win over Ricardo Mayorga, Felix Trinidad, but this is a notch up in class. He knows how good Winky Wright is. Genuine respect between the pair.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Don King Productions is proud to present the main event of the evening, a WBC World Championship #1 Challenger elimination bout. 12 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. Presented in association with Gary Shaw Promotions, the MGM Grand, HBO pay-per-view, and Cinderella Man, starring Russell Crowe and Renee Zellweger, directed by Ron Howard, in theaters everywhere on June 3rd. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Skip Avancino Jr., Executive Director Mark Ratner. The three judges at ringside scoring this contest will be Dwayne Ford, Dave Moretti, and Jerry Roth. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Jay Nady. And now, with dedication to America's heroes, all the men and women serving with the EMS, the police and fire departments here at the home front, and all those overseas now serving in harm's way with the armed forces. Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with white. His official weight, 160 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one. In 53 bouts, he has 48 victories, including 25 knockouts, with only 3 defeats. With the exception of a split decision loss, he is undefeated over the past decade. From St. Petersburg, Florida, the universally recognized, undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world, Ronald Winky Wright. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black, his official weight, also 160 pounds. He has an excellent professional record, consisting of 43 bouts, 42 victories, including 35 knockouts, with only 1 defeat, and he has captured 3 world titles. Presenting the former welterweight world champion, former junior middleweight world champion, and former middleweight champion of the world, de Cupe Alto, Puerto Rico, Felix, Tito, Trinidad.
Huge expectations here as Jay Nady will bring the pair together.
Any questions? 12 rounds, obey my commands. Buena suerte, good luck, let's go to work. Vamos a trabajar.
Short and sweet. He knows we're in for a good one. The traditionally historic middleweight division, the superstar and the long-time servant, desperate for recognition. The power and predatory instincts of Felix Trinidad and the southpaw brilliance of Ronald Winky Wright. Critics split, fighters split. Jim, who wins?
Well, about to find out, Adam. As I said earlier, I lean slightly towards Winky Wright, but this is not a fight I would put my house or any substantial money on.
The red trunks with the white waistband of the southpaw from St. Petersburg in his 52nd outing. He's been all around the world taking fights at short notice.
Beautiful jab from Wright. First damage done by Wright. He's claiming the centre of the ring. If he can push Trinidad back, what a boost that would be to his chances.
First fight ever at middleweight for Ronald Winky Wright. Says it will be natural for him that he's come down from light heavy to make this, and that he was grinding his body to 11 stone for many, many years.
Well, he certainly has the shoulders of a middleweight. I mean, he looks a full middleweight as you see him there. Looks strong, looks powerful, and this really is a positive start from him.
Getting that jab out. That's the one that gave Sugar Shane Mosley all sorts of trouble. If he gets into a rhythm and gets that nice defense tucked up, he can be difficult to shift.
Trinidad trying the big left hook there. For me, that is the punch for the southpaw. It's not the straight right hand. I reckon if you can get that left hook over the jab, but this guy has such a good defence.
Claiming the territory early, Ronald Winky Wright. He looks big in there as well.
He really does look a solid, full-blown middleweight. Whereas Trinidad, the narrower of the shoulder, but history has shown us that he is the one with the power. Trinidad's the one with the knockout percentage.
35 knockouts in 42 wins for Trinidad as the fans shout out his name.
I think he's worried about the southpaw and orthodox sometimes trip over each other's feet, but for a referee to pull you up for that is a piece of nonsense. Stay out of there, ref, please.
Trinidad has usually dealt well with southpaws like Pernell Whitaker and Hector Camacho, but this is a different type of operator.
The look on Trinidad's face, he does not like that jab. I mean, a couple of times he's taken a jab, not full-blooded, and he steps back from it, doesn't try to counter it with his own right hand. So that is a sort. I wonder if Winky Wright is right-handed and he has loads of power in that jab.
Made a solid and good start, Ronald Winky Wright. Dan Birmingham, who's been with Ronald Winky Wright from day one, since he walked into his gym at 15. He's now 33. That is trust, loyalty, and longevity.
Yeah, but you know how to get the best out of a fighter. I thought Trinidad looked a little bit tense in the opening session. Wright is the one who settled quicker.
Second round of this magical middleweight showdown. Terrific matches already in Vegas this year, and all eyes are focused on whether Winky Wright can establish that rhythm or Trinidad can upset him with his power.
Well, southpaws can be a nightmare, but Winky Wright can take it a step further, and already the jab is causing problems. Trinidad raising the pace, and this is what he has to do. This is better.
Driving forward, Tito Trinidad, but rocked by the jab of Winky Wright. Trebles up there. He's not fazed or intimidated, Winky Wright.
This jab is giving Trinidad severe problems. He cannot cope with it. He doesn't like it, and he's backing off from it.
Trinidad, who had trouble with the movement of Oscar De La Hoya, won that controversial decision, and with the skills of Bernard Hopkins when he suffered his only defeat. Has Wright got the template to give Trinidad nightmares?
Now he's popping the straight left through. Winky Wright could not have hoped for a better start here. He's looking confident, he's looking in charge, and he's looking the stronger of the two.
Right hook to the body from Trinidad.
But look at the defence. Nothing changes in Winky's face or his setup. Just blocks the shots, doesn't work, comes back with a clean jab again.
Precision from Wright, and Trinidad looks phased.
Trinidad cannot take these punches for 12 rounds. We expect a stoppage for Trinidad. If anyone scored one, it's looking the other way in the early stages here. He has to get his act together.
Trinidad, who's been a middleweight for 4 years, came in at 11-13 on the night. Winky Wright at 12-1. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, there's no snap, there's no belief in Trinidad's boxing. He looked full, but he did that straight left, straight through again, and he's finding the target so cleanly.
That straight left has bloodied Felix Trinidad's nose. He fires back, but are these punches having any effect on that terrific defence of Ronald Winky Wright?
He does not care in the slightest. He just sucks up the punches on his arms, and back he comes with a clean shot. It's bang on the target. Huge problems at this stage for Felix Trinidad.
It's a dream start for Ronald Wright. Well, look at the jabs from Winky Wright, his most effective weapon.
But look at the effect of those jabs. That's the most alarming thing for the Trinidad corner. He's taking jabs and he's backing off from. Doesn't like this one bit. I never thought I would say this, but Winky Wright has outclassed Trinidad in the first 2 rounds. He cannot get started.
And Felix Trinidad is a 3-weight world champion, an absolutely superb welterweight king. One at light middle and at this weight, and Winky Wright has only ever won at 11 stone, and look at this.
It's as though Trinidad's reflexes have gone. He's standing right in front and he's taking these jabs. He's not getting his hands up to block them. He's not moving his head to take the sting. There goes another one. He actually has the look of a short fighter, but he's not a short fighter. It's just this fellow is so good at what he does.
2 fights in the last 4 years for Felix Trinidad. He was tempted into coming back for big purses, and a right hand from Winky Wright. It's a terrible start from Trinidad.
This is a boxing lesson up to now, Adam. Quite simply, a boxing lesson.
And now he's starting to break Trinidad up. But remember that the Puerto Rican does still possess very, very powerful fists.
He hasn't even seen Wright's chin, never mind land on it so far. There's a straight left, the confidence in his work, this is unbelievable. What a job he's doing so far.
We saw his skills in Britain when he came over and defeated Ensley Bingham, Adrian Dodson and Steve Foster, but now the world are witnessing what Winky Wright can really do.
Trinidad does not have the reflexes to cope with the speed of that right jab. As I said earlier, he is a southpaw who uses it to full advantage, and look at this.
Meaty jab from Ronald Winky Wright. In it goes again. Oscar De La Hoya fancied him before this, so did Antonio Tarver. But you can't write Trinidad off. He's come back before from so many bad starts.
Yeah, but he can't even get himself set here to get power into the shots. Where's the right hand been? Where's the left hook? See, can't penetrate that defence, right? Just stands there and passively waits till he has his little fling, then comes back with the accurate stuff. Here it comes again.
Speed there of Winky Wright, who's got those massive arms that are so difficult to prize apart.
Trinidad cannot believe the man is standing right in front of him and he can't find the target.
Comes forward again, Trinidad, but can't get through. That's been the story so far. Tito's father was slapping Trinidad in the other corner. Here's Dan Birmingham.
You're the boss in there. Go out there and lead him with the jab. Back him up. When he punches, you retreat.
You're the boss in there.
Yep, and no one's arguing with that. Trinidad cannot take these punches for 12 rounds. He's got to get himself into this fight, got to come up with something special.
Birmingham and Wright sat down for hours and hours dissecting the first few rounds of Trinidad's fight with De La Hoya and the last few when he fought Bernard Hopkins, and they say they've got the blueprint to beat Trinidad and maybe even stop him.
See, even when the jab's not landing, it's breaking Trinidad's concentration. It's not allowing him to get set to mount his own attacks. This guy is an artist.
Looks for the body, Trinidad. Starts to put his punches together. Wright covers up, beckons him in. Did any land?
Every punch blocked or partially blocked. Can't even see the man chin, and he comes back with better, much better.
Crowd on their feet. At the moment, they're witnessing a very, very one-sided fight as Winky Wright is controlling the business in there.
Well, nobody predicted a Winky Wright stoppage, but that's the way things are looking at the moment. He has the look of a shot fighter, as I said already, but we know he's not shot. He's just out of his league here, doesn't know how to cope with this man.
Lack of head movement from Trinidad. Punches just can't seem to get through, get home, give him anything at the moment.
Well, if Wright starts stepping in and putting the meat into the punches, we could see an early finish, a shock early finish. There's that jab, bang on target again. And again you can see Trinidad, a look on his face, shuffles, steps back, just trying to think a way around this, but he's not coming up with anything, not even close.
This is the best light middleweight in the world, backing up a former world middleweight champion. Just telling Felix Trinidad to keep the punches up, and the Wright camp was saying that he may be drawn into those tactics. They were worried about that. Desperation.
Still the jab. I mean, this is how you would teach a kid if he came into your gymnasium. The punch is out, the defence back. The punch is out, defence back.
Whatever Trinidad seems to do, Wright has an answer as he puts the pressure on him again.
Wright is bullying him now here, Adam. He's pushing him around now.
Stunning stuff here at the MGM.
Breathe.
The ecstatic corner. Ronald Winky Wright.
He's there, champ. Trust me. Keep busting.
See, look at the defence here. What can you do with that? I mean, it's like a crab in there. You cannot get a punch anywhere near the target. Trinidad trying uppercuts, they're not working either.
Vegas is watching the intensity of Corrales Castillo last week, and at the moment we are seeing a true boxing exhibition from Ronald Winky Wright. Who would have predicted such an easy start for him?
I mean, this is one-sided, you can call it nothing else. And Trinidad is the one with that intimidated look on his face. There's no confidence in his movements, in his face. Just no success from the first bell. Masterclass so far from Ronnie Winky Wright.
Served his time, paid his dues, always believed that he could one day appear on the major stage for big money. Is this the right time?
I just wonder when Wright will decide the time is right to start putting punches together. It's jolting punches, but they're single shots. I wonder if he'll raise the tempo. Well, that was a sickener.
Legs look to just have buckled momentarily from Felix Trinidad.
Bernard Hopkins did not do as good a job as this. We have to remember the man's been retired and come back. We say people are never the same when they come back. One fight Mayorga could not be further away from the skills of this man. So maybe he just doesn't have it anymore, but he's been picked apart here.
He tries the left hook, Felix Trinidad, but back comes that jab again. Shane Mosley couldn't work out a way around Winky Wright, and at the moment Felix Trinidad is coming up with no better answers.
Again, look at the defence. His eyes never leave Trinidad, but not about a target. Look how controlled he is.
And now Jane Adey is getting angry with Trinidad, a warning.
But this is frustration now. I mean, all he's seeing is gloves, arms and elbows, so he has to look elsewhere for target because there's none where it should be. He's beginning to put the foot down a little bit now, right? He's stepping in with the shots, putting them together. Has not made one mistake in almost 5 rounds.
Again, the gloves just bounce off Winky Wright's defense. That jab, how many has he landed? Flush on Trinidad's chin.
And he's just parrying Trinidad's jab away with his own right hand. Starts coming with the hook now.
Well, they touch gloves, and the very pro Trinidad crowd are slightly in shock. Papa Trinidad with him.
And I think the big problem, he's not really been told much. They're raising his arms. They're trying to get the blood shifting, trying to refresh him a little bit. But he needs sound advice here, and I wouldn't like to be the one who had to give it to him.
You've seen many, many fights over the years. Is there a way back for Trinidad, or has this man just got his number now?
He's certainly got his number, there's no question of that. And the fact that he's also hurting Trinidad, the reaction we're seeing in Trinidad's face and his body language from the solid jabs that land, no way back unless he can land one big right hand to shake this man.
5-0, surely, to Ronald Winky Wright, the 33-year-old from Florida, whose jab and defense are dissecting Felix Trinidad apart.
I cannot believe that Trinidad is taking these punches so flush without moving. He does not see them coming.
67-3 the American stats are for jabs landed to Winky Wright. Phenomenal after 5 rounds.
Well, Trinidad has to raise the tempo, but the trouble is when he does raise the tempo, Wright doesn't go with him. He just goes into the crab-like shell and waits until it's over, then comes back with his own solid punches.
Perfected his style over years since he turned pro in October 1990, Winky Wright, and only at this late stage in his career is he getting his just rewards.
We're still seeing a boxing lesson here. A true master technician at work. Not a single mistake, no target in sight. As I said, I would hate to be the one who had to advise Trinidad here, because I wouldn't know what to tell him.
Just cannot find a way past the peekaboo guard of Wright. Landing on the gloves almost at will.
And he's taken everything cleanly on target. No defence himself. He never had the best of defences, but he has none tonight. No answer to that jab.
Look at that left hand from Winky, backing Trinidad up. This is astonishing.
You have the feeling as soon as Wright starts stepping in with the shots, putting the meat behind him, this could be over.
Huge left hand, and suddenly Winky Wright looks the puncher in the fight too. All right to the body as well. He is breaking up Tito Trinidad in a way, as you said earlier, that Bernard Hopkins didn't even do. This emphatically.
I mean, this is wonderful to watch. We expected a real toe-to-toe war tonight. We're not getting that. But this is a special performance from a true craftsman.
Trinidad forces himself forward. He's got so much pride, always had a huge heart, but nothing has gone right in 6 rounds. The wink from Winky.
You're looking good, champ. That's his, brother. I got you. Breathe in. Relax. Slow your heartbeat down. Relax. You looking beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. Wait, please don't Stand fucking
He
still.
is
I know, but I can
halfway
see
through,
Yeah, but at least drop a little bit.
and
Drop and look
you don't
for
think he's
left
put a
hand.
foot wrong?
Don't stay in line of
Hasn't
fire.
made a single
You're making this
mistake.
fight
He's been
so
told here not
one-sided,
to
man.
stand
Keep it
in
up.
front of Trinidad, but he's been there all night long. He's been there for 6 rounds and took nothing. When Trinidad tries to unload, he just catches everything on his arms and gloves. This fellow has a clue what to do here. I mean, look at these. Clean. He doesn't even move after the punch is taken, so when the second jab comes, it lands too. Look, not the slightest head movement. He's not even seeing these punches.
Second half of one of the most eagerly anticipated meetings in recent months between two of the finest fighters of the last decade. Make no mistake about that. But it is Ronald Winky Wright who is totally dominant.
Well, if this continues, Adam, I think we've definitely seen the last of Winky Wright, because this is worse than being involved in a war. Sorry, Trinidad, because this is worse than a war. This is a steady grubbing. Just cannot get himself into the fight.
The cynics would say, why did he come back? Left hand from Winky Wright, who's remained active and fresh and has always had that self-belief that has got him to where he is today.
It's as though he sees in advance everything that Trinidad's going to do. There's that jab, no answer at any time, and back to the crab-like defence, nothing coming through it. Wonderful to watch. What an exhibition of boxing.
And plenty of people pick Trinidad to win this and win it comfortably. Left again. That shot's been a peach from Winky Wright tonight, as well as the jab.
The biggest worry I had tonight before the fight for Wright was maybe a Las Vegas decision. We've seen so many of those. Not even close enough for that to happen.
There is surely no doubt that he has taken every round so far. You never know with the Vegas judges, but just look, just use your eyes, and he's now starting to bust up Trinidad.
How can there be any doubt? Lucky if Trinidad has found the target cleanly half a dozen times in the first 6 rounds.
Smile from Winky Wright. Family man, keeps himself to himself, always respectful, and knew his chance would come.
Well, first little bit of success with the jab there from Trinidad. But he badly needs it.
Trying to think of something different, but as soon as he does that, Wright counters him. The Puerto Ricans trying to rally behind their man. Can he hear them in there? Does he know what to do next? Well, they're hitting his legs, they're holding his arms aloft. But tactics-wise,
He needs told, Adam. He doesn't need water down the back. He doesn't need his arms raised to shift the blood, to refresh him. He needs somebody to tell him something, and there doesn't seem anyone in here. They're waving a towel in front of his face. Maybe they should be waving that towel somewhere else.
his father, Felix Trinidad, came in with a towel to surrender defeat in the 12th round in New York to Bernard Hopkins. I wonder if we may see the same again.
Well, Trinidad's a proud man. We never expect him to quit. But this is a fight that is not doing him health-wise the least bit of good. He's on the receiving end, round after round. He's not been tuned up, obviously. He's still in the fight. But this is painful stuff for him. He's not used to this.
This is the 335th round in the worldwide career of Ronald Winky Wright. And he's backing Felix Trinidad up now More jabs. No answer from the Puerto Rican.
Well, if I was Winky Wright, I wouldn't change anything. His corner don't want him to change anything, but he started quickly in this round. I wonder, is he fancying the stoppage now?
Trinidad has found a way to come from behind before. Lost the first 8 rounds, probably to Oscar De La Hoya. Still got the decision, but Winky Wright is hurting Trinidad in a way that De La Hoya didn't.
Trinidad is trying something else. He's trying to show some angles, he's trying some head movement, but still, when he does all that, he's still faced with arms, gloves and shoulders, no target.
Winky Wright sat with us this week and said it would be an easy fight. He couldn't understand the odds.
She's quite happy, just block the punches or partially block them, wait till the little burst is over, then come back with his own stuff. A beautiful left hand.
Huge combination from Winky Wright. Possibly the best of the fight so
He's
far.
sagging now, Adam. Couple of sags in the legs there.
Alongside us. A stoppage would be the icing on the cake for Team Wright. Oh, you can feel that.
Just textbook stuff. Could not land these punches any cleaner. I mean, it's just a reminder of the courage that this man has had. We've seen him going on the floor. No signs of that so far, but this really is a job being done on him.
Yeah, huge spirit, bags of class, Felix Trinidad, but he's being outclassed, straight and simple tonight.
Yep, another faultless round for Winky Wright.
What a boxer.
Come on, with the 10 seconds to steal the round. Okay. Good work. Good work. The round's getting a little closer. You're winning every round, but as we go along, keep the jab in his face. Keep your distance. Don't stand there when he's punching. You hear me? Move your head like you did this round. Move your head like you did this round.
The rounds are getting closer, says Dan Birmingham there. He wants him to keep his distance.
Yeah, well, I like a corner when everything is going right, just to keep your fighter on edge. Don't tell him things. He's quite happy the way things are going. Trinidad's getting closer because the pace is slowing slightly, but for me, still not getting into the fight. Look at these quality punches. We're not seeing anything like that from Trinidad. That was the little sag we saw midway through the round. See, there's the left hand, and his legs just gave a couple of times a little sag that it was finally getting to him.
The former world light middleweight king has not had a stoppage since September 2002 when he beat Bronco McCart in 8 rounds. Can he do this within the distance? Is there any way back for Trinidad? You would say no, but you never know with him.
But his balance is gone. He's not on strong legs now, so you can't expect him to deliver the thunderous punches he's done in the past. You need balance, you need coordination, and there are no signs he can muster that.
It's an aging fight for the 32-year-old from Coupe Alto. But look at his heart and his bravery. Body shots, trying to rip them through. Great courage.
Well, Wright's corner have told him, don't stand in front, keep the jab in his face and get on out of there. He's maybe standing just a little bit too long. Beautiful right hook.
Every time Trinidad seems to have some sort of come forward rally, Wright counters him with single punches, and Trinidad is taking so many.
We see stats for accuracy in punches. I wonder what the stats would say tonight. He's never missed.
So precise. Trained for the fight of his life, and he's giving the display of his life, Ronald Winky Wright.
Well, full credit to Trinidad. Nothing really going right, but he's standing his ground in this round, desperately trying to get himself back into this.
Oh, again. Trinidad had to suck those up.
There's that little sag again, Adam. These punches are really taking their toll now. Good right hooks.
More and more getting through from Winky Wright, dissecting Trinidad.
Watch your head.
What will Bernard Hopkins be thinking about now? I'm sure he'll be watching this, Adam.
The unified world middleweight champion, the Philadelphian. And that may be a low blow point taken away. It is to add to the Trinidad woes. It has all gone horribly wrong for the Puerto Rican. And is this one last hurrah?
I'm sitting here looking at this, Adam, and I can't believe how one-sided this is.
They touch gloves, so much respect. Winky Wright raises his hands, and Trinidad looks a beaten man.
He is a beaten man. He's tried everything he's got, but nothing even nearly good enough to get him back into this. I mean, that was on the waistband, if that's the points they were complaining about. But just another thing that's gone wrong, losing a point. Well, what a dejected look on his face there. He knows what's happening, but pride is keeping him in there. But you cannot see any way back in this world.
9 minutes left. Should he try and get through it? Should his dad think of his future? It's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one, Adam. I was tuned up in my last fight with Alexis Arguello. I would never spoken to my manager again if he'd pulled me out. You want to get out in your shield, that's what fighters. It's not clever, we're insane, but that's the way we live in your life. A long time after it's over, we never want to quit.
Doubling up the fast, snappy jab. Ronald Winky Wright. Wonder what Ensley Bingham and Steve Foster and Adrian Dodson are thinking back home. They had to deal with him a few years ago. And now he's on the verge of superstardom.
You have to hand it to Trinidad too. He knows he's losing by a mile, but he's not trying to make it easy on himself. He's not backing off. He's not just trying to survive. Every round he's giving all he has to try and get back into this.
Takes pride in fighting for his people, Felix Trinidad. He will keep going until there's nothing left to give. Fighter's heart, and he's been a brilliant champion.
Well, if we turn this around, Adam, I think it would be the biggest turnaround in boxing history.
Look at this. One-sided. Last week, Diego Corrales seemed to do the impossible.
Yeah, but that fight rocked one way or the other back, but we never knew who was going to win this. But I think we're fairly sure here who's winning this one.
Yep, that was the thrill of last week, and the thrill of tonight is watching a boxer who is for so long been underrated and getting his chance to perform and how he's taken it. Incredible year, hasn't it, for boxing over here?
Well, all the matches we want to see, we're seeing them. We thought this was going to be a special match, a special fight. Maybe not, but it has been a special performance. Delight to watch this man.
Left hand jolts Trinidad's head back for the umpteenth time. Slashing left hook. Look at the confidence in Winky Wright's work.
Still in the 10th round, and Wright's hands are all the way up to his ears, covering up.
Corking uppercut there from Wright. And again, Trinidad stays on his feet. He must have trained ever so hard. 260 rounds of sparring Trinidad had, but he hasn't had 10 rounds like this ever.
Still look though, everything he's got, he's giving it tonight.
Winky Wright taking in the applause, enjoying the show, but it's not over yet.
How you feel? You're looking great. Keep busting. Don't stand there. De La Hoya, let it.
Winky Wright has given us, as you said, something very special.
I mean, look, this could be the first round. Look at his hands all the way up. The movement, the body language, everything is spot on. It's as though he could do another 12.
Unless Trinidad miraculously turns this around in the final 2 rounds, should that be it for him?
Yeah, he won't box again. I mean, the big money fights are gone, and this is a punishing fight. This is worse than a 1 or a 2 round knockout. I mean, this is a drubbing now.
From start to finish, Winky Wright has been totally dominant. Masterful exhibition of skills, old school style. And he, Winky Wright, will want to exact the rematch clause, or he'd want Trinidad to, for a big money return, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but I think he'll be looking on to Bernard Hopkins. This man will fight anyone, and it's thoroughly deserved. He's the most avoided man. He can thank Shane Mosley. He would still be out of the picture if Shane Mosley had made the worst decision of his career and defended against him.
Winky Wright, who's fought in France, Germany, Argentina, Britain, Luxembourg, all over the place, earning little money. He finds himself, courtesy of 2 big wins over Shane Mosley, and heading for the best yet onto the top of the world stage. Terrific story.
Yep, and a consummate professional. Nobody deserves it more than he is. He didn't complain all the years when he had to struggle. Just got on with the job. But what a job he's got on with tonight. Punch perfect.
Trinidad still trying to hunt for the big shots, but the more meaty punches have come from Wright.
Well, he's the one catching the target cleanly. I mean, that's the difference. All of Trinidad's punches have been blocked, or at least partially blocked, but he's taken them bang on, knocking his head back with them. So there are 3 punches from Trinidad, all blocked.
Just backs off again. Trinidad tries another cluster. It must be so infuriating for him in there. Nothing he has done has worked.
I mean, Wright must feel that a stoppage is on the card if he goes for it. I think he's just quite happy. Punch perfect display. He's the man. He's the one moving forward. Why take chances? It's not in his nature.
I think, Jim, he dropped his hands against Shane Mosley and nearly paid the price there. He knows what he's doing in there. Consummate professional.
Yep, the result is the only thing that matters. All that can happen now is he can throw it away. It can't be taken from him, and there's no signs he's liable to do that.
3-1 against were the odds on Wright by decision. That may well be a safe bet now. He's bowing to the crowd.
Well, Adam, maybe the reason he doesn't want to force a stoppage is because he's enjoying himself so much. Total dejection here. I would just be telling him, keep yourself out of trouble the last 3 rounds, but it's not in his nature to do that. He will give everything he's got in the last 3 minutes, but I would expect another painful one. Still pumping him up, listen.
They know how you let up and they give it to this guy. Don't let it happen to you. Walk away and be a boxer.
Lovely speech from Dan Birmingham. He knows the judges don't let it happen to you.
Yeah, but he says De La Hoya come off the gas and they took it from him. Don't let it happen to you. But is there any chance on this earth that could happen?
If Felix Trinidad has ever needed a knockout, it's now. Or is this the final round in his superb career? This was the session that Bernard Hopkins stopped him and inflicted his sole defeat. And Winky Wright has eased his way through from start to finish and now just has to put the touches on. Oh, now looks for the body with the left hand. Winky Wright still seems so fresh, planting the jab out.
See, Wright knows good fighters take him the distance, so he's always in the best of shape. The big drive we expected from Trinidad. What a heart this man has. Thankfully, he's going out with his pride here.
Harry Simon beat Winky Wright. So did Julio Cesar Vasquez and Fernando Vargas controversially. But he must be one of the hardest fighters to hit in the last 10 years.
I mean, his defence, he just gets his punches off instinctively, back come the arms, shows no target whatsoever.
Under a minute and a half towards what must be the result of his life. If the judges don't give it to Winky Wright, we should all walk away from this sport.
Yeah, I cannot possibly see anything like that happening. They may have given Trinidad the rounds where he was busy, but his punches were being blocked. If they liked his aggression, maybe give him a couple of rounds. I haven't been able to do it. Maybe the judges have. So all the clean punches, bang on the target, have come from Wright.
Trinidad has kept coming forward, he's kept trying, but Winky Wright has been extra special. Precision, accuracy, class from the Florida Southpaw.
Just coasting now, Wright. He knows the job's done, taking no chances, just coasting, allowing Trinidad into the fight in the last round when he knows it's far too late.
The boxing night of Ronald Winky Wright's life. The crowd on their feet. They've seen an absolute masterclass from a brilliant boxer, and surely Ronald Winky Wright has written his name in the history books and has the biggest win ever. Trinidad knows.
Well, everybody in the arena knows, Adam. We just hope the 3 people who matter know. But there's no doubt in my mind, they know what they're looking at. I mean, it wasn't even close.
And as you've got it, Jim, 120 to 107, more than a total shutout. Yeah,
well, the knockdown, sorry, the point deduction. But, I mean, okay, you could be kind, a couple of busy rounds he had, but for me, his punches were being blocked, and this guy was always coming back with the clean shots on the target, knocking his head back. I could not give Felix Trinidad a round. I give him 10 out of 10 for courage and commitment, but that's the best I can say for him. Outclassed tonight.
Is that the end for Felix Trinidad? He's given us so much excitement and great memories, and look at Winky Wright there. Lovely respect between two great men in the sport.
Well, his eyes look nice and clear. Thankfully, he doesn't look concussed from the amount of clean punches he took. He looks as healthy now as he did when he came in. And at the end of the day, that is the main thing in this dangerous business.
I don't think he can believe what has just happened, but that man can. He told us it would.
Well, I tipped him, Adam, but I can take no credit whatsoever because I did not in my wildest dreams expect to see what I've just witnessed here tonight.
Judges, of course, just totting up the cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards. Dwayne Ford scores it 120 to 107. Dave Moretti, 119-108. Jerry Roth, 119-108. All to the winner by unanimous decision from St. Petersburg, Florida. He is Ronald Winky Wright.
Winky gets it absolutely right. He didn't just win, he absolutely took Felix Trinidad to school.
Yep, and he is the marquee man now. He's the name. Bernard Hopkins will be next on his list. Hope that fight comes together, but I wonder, does Bernard, after such a successful career, need this fellow? Does anybody need this fellow?
Fabulous night for Ronald Winky Wright, and deserves it.
He got it right, didn't he, when he needed it most? Have we ever seen him fight better? Thoughts from Glenn, Nicky and Barry on that when we come back. Tonight, Wright is the master, and that was a middleweight masterclass. Master boxer and master middleweight tonight. Felix Trinidad suffering probably the biggest defeat that he could ever have envisaged. He lost to Bernard Hopkins, but he was absolutely drubbed tonight, wasn't he?
He was. I didn't think he could do it at that level. He did. He proved that even, his skills behind that jab against, the best fighters out there, he can still pull off a, pretty overwhelming victory.
Yeah, I mean, I agreed with the commentators in as much that it was a drubbing. I always felt, though, as did Dan Birmingham, the trainer of Ronald Wright, that Trinidad was in the fight. You had to respect that power. So all the way through, anything could have happened. But when the final bell went, such a shutout. It was so emphatic, the victory.
He just has an impenetrable defence. His gloves, because they were wearing those big sort of bulbous gloves too, it seems that Wright's the length of his hands and to his elbow, it's incredible. He just cannot. Trinidad just could not break through there, and it was just the jab after jab after jab, and he never took it out of his face.
Let's hear from him, shall we, Barry? Sweet indeed. He's worked so hard to get to this point. Let's find out how he's enjoying it.
What a unbelievable performance. Stuff like this is not supposed to happen, but it happened. You didn't deviate from your game plan, I think, for 2 seconds tonight.
Like DK say, only in America, baby. It was a great fight. Tito gave me an opportunity to come out here and fight. Like I said, he got the rematch, and that's all that counts. We're looking for Tito again, and then after that, DK, we'll see what can happen then. We just want to fight.
Yeah, but let me ask you very, very calmly now. I mean, how in the world were you able to do what you did against this champion?
I think he underestimated me a little bit. Like I said, he thought I'd move up and be weak, and if you could see, I felt I was a lot stronger, and he couldn't hurt me. He threw some good shots, but I could see him and pick him off. And like I said, God was with me tonight. I executed very well, and we won.
Well, we know that during your training, you looked at the first 6 rounds against De La Hoya, the final 6 rounds against Hopkins. What did those fights show you?
Well, like I said, I know Tito can't do a lot with movement, but I didn't fight that fight. I came straight forward and fought Tito fight. I moved with a little movement, a lot of head movement, good jab, and just try to control the fight and control the pace.
Were you surprised at all that he didn't at least make an attempt to change his strategy midway through the fight? you know, he had to realize that he had to do something else.
Well, it's hard to change when you're getting a pistol jab in your face. You know, I tell people a jab is a dangerous weapon if you use it right, and that's what I did. Take my hat off to him. Like I said, he underestimated me. Next time, I'm going to be looking for a better fight, and then we want to get the fans what they want to see. I'm a pay-per-view fighter now.
He has now, he has stepped up to the next level, that's for sure.
Yes, he has. He was excellent. He gave a boxing lesson that was the ultimate. He put the pride, the passion all together with skill and talent, and it was a blend that was undeniably unbeatable.
No, we don't see, like I said to him, we just don't see something like this that often.
Well, you know, he's been saying a long time. I mean, even the first time when he fought Vargas, I thought he won the fight. You know what I mean? And they took it away. He was with me then, so they took it away from him up in Seattle. But this guy has been out there. They've been dodging him a long time, so now he's came of age. It's the moment of truth, and he rose to the occasion.
You've seen a few fights in your lifetime. Is this the perfect fight?
This is a perfect fight for a boxer. He put a boxer there, and he completely stymied the other guy. You know, the other guy's whole game plan was discombobulated by his jab. Effective jab, as he says, a big weapon. That's what Joe Louis always used. So he did a great job of boxing and doing rope-a-dope for Muhammad Ali, and he was able to be very effective, and he did a great job. He demonstrated what boxing is about, the sweet science tonight.
Well, that's for sure. Like I said, you didn't deviate from the game plan at all. You had said earlier in the week, watch my face when I return to the corner after the first round, and that will tell you everything you need to know. I watched your face. It was kind of calm.
We don't got it.
No, we don't have that. No, we don't. All right, thank you very much. Congratulations on a perfect night of work.
Man, in your day.
Mark Goldberg putting the questions there. The biggest question of all, Barry, why was it so easy for Ronald Winky Wright tonight?
That there. He never took it out of his face, and every time he hit him with that jab, he just stopped him and stymied him, as Don King said. He just stopped. He scuppered everything that Trinidad was going to do. He backed him up with a jab. You see, the thing about Ronald Winky Wright is you cannot let him take the centre of the ring. And I said to him, he had to rush him. He had to come forward. He had to exchange punches with him. He had to back him up. Whatever chance you have of beating him, even Bernard Taylor, you cannot allow him to take the centre of the ring. You see what he does? He gets in the centre. He double shuffles at you. He feints. He backs you up. He hits you with the jab.
He had somehow to take the jab away, because right from the very start, you got the right jab working, and that totally throws you off. If you're a puncher, you've got to get your balance, you've got to get in the range, and if the jab's in your face, you can't do that.
With deference, I think you meant Bernard Hopkins.